I'll be a place for you. 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 I'll be a place for you.
Jason Lennerman, hi, how you doing? Welcome to First for Audio. It's night writer time, and we have a special guest, don't we? Oh, this is the first night that I'm actually going to get to write for someone with purpose. This is a new experiment for me, really. Bring someone on who's got their own channel, who needs music or wants music, and start writing with them so that they get some input on what's going on, you know? Because sometimes you could write a track for someone, and though they'll tell you, oh, that's great, thanks for that, they won't really like it. And, you know, we don't want that, do we? No. Everybody say no. Let's invite him on here. Here's Steve Stockton.
Hey,
Hello,
happy
mate.
Valentine's Day, everybody. How you
And
doing?
you, darling. Yeah, happy.
Good to be here. The beard's looking a little rough, but I
No,
thought it was
no.
a costume party. I came as John Bender from the Breakfast Club, but all grown up. So, and my date for the night, Stevie Nicks, on my chest here.
Yeah, who don't love a bit of Stevie? Eh? Stevie
I
Nicks.
saw her last year in Washington State at the amphitheater. I think it's at Longview. She's in her 70s, but I'm telling you what, I would still be her lapdog.
Who wouldn't?
She looks
Who
great.
wouldn't?
She
She's
sounds
still
great.
looking good, dude.
Stevie
Still
is a
sounding
force
good.
to be reckoned with. Sorry, Tiger
Oh.
Lily.
Yeah. Right, I can't say hello to everybody individually because all of a sudden, because you've gone and told everybody, not that I'm disappreciating it. I mean, I had to add a couple of mods.
Yeah, I announced it over on the big channel, so no
Yeah.
telling what can happen tonight.
Fabulous.
And thanks to all my people that are here from 13 past midnight and the people that are just discovering you from Missing Persons and Mysteries. So
Yeah,
rock on. It's going to be a good one, brother.
Oh, mate. Yeah. So what we always do on the show is we always go back to what we did last week, right? We play the track that we did last week, and then I wipe this one, and then we crack on with the new the new thing. I'm so excited, honestly. It's like a new little venture. You know when you start a new path on YouTube and you're like, this is gonna be different. It'll add a little bit of a new dynamic to it, because of course as well. Hopefully we get more viewers, because more viewers is more fun, isn't it? More people to play to. What's the point of doing
More the
music unless you're
merrier.
sharing it?
Indeed.
You know. So let's play this one, and we'll come back to you and I in a sec, and we'll crack on with some work. Yeah. Whoop.
Rock
whoop.
on.
There you go.
Excellent. If that
Fairly
don't
long
get you
piece.
moving, you're already dead. You might as well just dig a hole for you.
Well, obviously it is a dance tune, but usually what I generally do is, you know, put a little you know, you can do like a questionnaire thing. I always put in there, you know, do you want it upbeat or, you know, or chilled, and or I say, or just get on with it, Lee. You know, sort of put a little cheeky one in there as well, you know, sort of thing. Right, so, or you know, make it my choice. And it ended up last week, luckily, being my choice. After first of all, it looked like it was a dance an upbeat one, so I started an upbeat track, and then then the percentage changed over to chilled. So I'm like, oh no! So I've already started the tune now. And then luckily it went into Do What You Want, Lee. So I kept it at that and ended the thing. So I won. Yes. I kind of cheated. But
Giorgio
look, hey,
Moroder has nothing on you, my friend.
yeah, no, nothing, mate. Listen, so one day all music will be made this way. That's it. That's what he said, wasn't it? That was his famous statement back in the day.
Yep, indeed.
One day all music will be made this way. Arrogant git, but he was bloody right.
He basically invented disco craze by himself. That 4/4 beat, that and it changed everything.
You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you. I missed you out. I picked you out. I can't remember what it is. And turned you around, turned you into something new. Now 5 years later on, you've got the world at your feet. Success has been so easy for you. That's this show now, taken.
Human League.
Usually, I don't even touch on that sort of thing. I don't even touch. Should we say a few hellos to some beautiful ladies and gentlemen, shall we? Let's change this up a bit. Let's let them see my ugly mug. Ugh. Here we go. Sorry about that. Hang on. Right, let's pick on some people before we get rolling here. I just saw I am Betty J Gathers just popped in. Hi Betty, how you doing? Good to see you, darling. We've got one of our moderators there. She is Lara. Hi Lara. Oh look who it is, look. Cathedra Cat Grey. Listen, I sung to you the other day, didn't I?
She has not stopped talking about that.
It's my pleasure. It's great fun. You know me. I like to do these things. Paradox Travel. How you doing? Pedroza, I mean. Why did I say Paradox? I don't know. I was thinking of someone else, I think. Blue Chick One.
Hey, there's Tiger Lily. Hey, baby. Happy Valentine's.
That was my little message to him. He understood totally. Don't worry about that. Thin Lizzie, there's Bree. Hi, darling. I made Bree a moderator as well. I had to do it. I've also made Rich New Designer a moderator. Hopefully, he's still in there.
I forgot I was supposed to be here tonight. I was messaging Bree. I said, let's do something tonight. It's Valentine's. Let's do something. And she said, aren't you on with Lee like in 40 minutes? And I'm like, oh, crap. So, yeah, I had to rush and get ready.
Thanks for Bree.
Thank you, Bree. Princess Bui saved the day.
See, I knew there was a paradox. See, Paradox Fossil. That's why I did that just a minute ago. Tiger Lily, hi. Where's Peter Pan?
Happy Valentine's to you too, sweetheart. I love you.
Yeah, happy Valentine's to all the lovely ladies out there, obviously. There's a rose. It's an invisible rose, so it's very special.
Rose,
look after it. Look after that one. It's very special now.
A rose by any other name.
No, there you go. There he is. There he is. Rich New Design. Very good friend. Hopefully he'll be joining us once he's sorted out his camera and a few other things. Christy Price, hi. How you doing? Yes, we're doing well with names. I don't know how well we're doing. I know I Love Weed Live's here somewhere. I saw them earlier. Thomas Pezda. Yeah. Hey, listen, right? No disrespect. That is gonna. Hang on. Let's drill down. Pozde Pozdeprechezajachi. That. Wow. I'm really sorry. I'm usually very good with longer words than I am with shorter words. I'm gonna guess. Take a guess that you're Polish or something like that. Close to, or what? I could be wrong. Not meaning to insult you. Just say it's one of those names, isn't it? There's our Cass. I had to make Cass a moderator because I needed them tonight. Yeah, I hope you're not offended by that name reading. There's Will Carr from Conundrum, very good friend of mine. Glavani Angelo, yeah? Angelo, yeah?
Hey, Katie Chaos, one of my friends there. Thanks for coming.
Glavani, I want to say that's an Italian name. Glavani Angelo.
It could be Italian.
Could be. Unidentified S4. Hello, Anthony. You all right, my buddy? See, he's got my middle name here. I've got an Anthony. I'm an Anthony. Who else? Yep. We're pretty much, I think we're caught up there, aren't we, with names? Now then. And with that, dun, dun, dun. Now I can hide myself again, can't I? Over in the corner, you ready? Whoop. Shoo. Yes, there we go. Right, tell what we'll do. Will it do it? Oh no, it does it like that, doesn't it? That's not very good, is it? And that's out of order. Why can't I do a small one like that with us two on it? It's got to be this small thing. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, like, it has certain templates that you can use, and that's it. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't like stick us up the top or something and make that smaller underneath, because this is less relevant, even though it's relevant to the day. So what we'll do is we'll select all, and we're going to go delete. Oh no! Where's it gone? No! No! And we're going to save it as. Save as. We're going to.
It's like you've got a few tracks there already saved.
Oh,
just a couple.
Oh, seriously, just a couple. Don't forget that this is just the list that I've. This is what you call recent list. So, trust me, it just goes on and on and on. I've got hundreds of tracks in my other folder with that's more for my laptop, which is Ableton 9, hundreds. And then I've got another file that is Nuendo, and that has hundreds and hundreds.
Looks like my audio folder for where I record the recordings for Missing Persons and Mysteries. I save everything I do. Yeah. I mean, the one National Park Disappearances series, there's over 300 cases just in the first season of that. I recorded every one of those. So, it adds up after a while. But I hope you have triple redundant storage. I've got it in the cloud, two places.
I've got to buy a new storage device.
Got a 10 terabyte drive here that I'm having fun filling up. So that'll take a while.
I need to buy another couple of terabytes. So I've got an extra storage, but I need an SSD, solid state.
Yep.
Because that's not solid state there. That's still disk. Worrying, as you know. I lost 2 years worth of work like that before.
I've had some just spectacular hard drive crashes, lost some very important things, the pictures of my parents, pictures of my daughter when she was little, vacation stuff I'll never be able to get back, but taught me a valuable lesson the hard way.
Indeed. Like I said, I need to as well. But again, it's funds again. Everything's money, everything. And being a bloody pauper, not being able to work really, it hasn't helped me. It really hasn't. So I've got to try and make some sort of success out of this, and let's see how it goes, Anyway, so we're going to call this 13 past midnight, and I know exactly what it is.
Brilliant.
That's musicianship, that is, mate. You know.
He doesn't even need an instrument. He is the instrument. He can play his body.
Now, I'd love to play some cover versions, right, to lighten up the load while we do things like saving and things like that. But if I do that, it ends up being owned by the artist sort of thing, then it will shared out. I daren't do it. Anyway, so let's do this. Let's drill down into what kind of thing did you have anything at all in mind of something that we could sort of relate it to?
Well, for 13 past
what
midnight,
want to hear from it?
it's kind of spooky. There's a little bit of paranormal, a little bit of supernatural. I think maybe X-Files or Stranger
Exactly
Things.
what I was thinking.
There you go.
I was thinking like
we're on the same page. We've got that cosmic connection.
Yes, I was thinking like a some sort of strange thing, sort of like that.
Yeah. Indeed.
You want it almost inviting as well, though. So you don't want it so spooky that nobody wants to be there.
Right. You want it to draw them in.
You don't want it Michael Myers, Jobby.
Like when you watch a horror movie, they got those violins in there, and you're straining to listen to them, and then it's like dun dun. You get that big jump scare.
Yeah. We don't really need that. What we need is something that tells you.
That gives an air of mystery.
Gives the mystery.
Something's going to happen, but not anything too bad.
So it's going to be intriguing more than anything, and like, ooh. But
another good example, the old Unsolved Mysteries TV show. To this day, when I hear that music, I'm just like, oh, wow, what's going to happen? What's going to be about tonight? Even though I saw those 20, 30, 40 years ago.
And obviously, what I have to say is this: any tune, even written and that we'll even sit here and we'll go, yeah, that's what we like. Any tune takes a while to sink into people, you know what I mean? To filter into people. When I first did the Alien Girl album, people weren't taking to it, right? Because they were used to hearing the generic YouTube tunes, right, that she was using. And of course, the transition into using the stuff that I'd written for her took a little while. But now she has a dance party. Whenever she gets 50 people in there, she has a dance party. So it's become a thing. She's also got a statement that she makes on one of the records. How did you get here? And as the music's playing, and then it comes up to the bridge where there's a drop, and it works just perfectly. How she's done it. So eventually these things mesh with what's going on anyway. So we have to try and remain optimistic with the idea of it. And this is a lot of thing that people probably don't understand, that's new to people. So I may write a piece of music and it might sound even a little bit bland here and there, and you might think, that. But then you put it with the video footage or whatever, or with an opening sequence, and the whole thing just completely changes.
And it grows, it becomes iconic, and
there you go.
You're associated with that, yeah.
But these things take time to become iconic, take time to be remembered, but they do. Now, we've also got to drill into the fact that I don't think that this sort of track will suit a vocal, right? So I think we're looking at a musical piece rather than a vocal piece of any kind. And if there is vocals, it'll be a haunting kind of thing with maybe a few ahs and oohs. There wouldn't be, I don't think, to say, I would like to think that it would be more based in musical notes rather than, because as soon as you put vocal into something, it can enlighten it, it can lift it too much, make it too happy. That's something we want to really avoid. Not saying that you can't have the vocals, You know, this is your tune, right? So I want your input, of course. But just you saying to me that you know, when you listen to, the mystery show on Discovery or whatever, it gives you that thing. And as soon as you said,
Yeah, any of those that I mentioned, they
yeah.
don't have any vocals. X Files, no
Because you
vocals.
don't. It's not that kind of thing. You wouldn't have
Stranger Things,
you
no
know,
vocals. Unsolved
13
Mystery.
past midnight. Oh, it's 13 past midnight. But there you go. You can have that bit. It'd be more like 13 past midnight.
If you did it sort of like a Lorena McKennitt, a banshee wail or something there, that might work if you want to put a vocal
that's
on
it.
it.
It'd be like.
There you go.
There's your vocals right there. See, that sort of thing, that's what we want, because you want dark notes. Well, let's see, first of all, because it might not even want a drum beat or anything like that as well. That's the other thing. Right, so first of all, what we want to do is we want to switch. Right, now all we're hearing is... Shut up, Lee. Now all we're hearing is the instrument on board. Okay, so we're not hearing an instrument from external now. This is all internal, what you're going to hear now. So. I think we want something fairly simple, you know. Let's see what we can do with just a few odd things. I'll tell you what I'd like to do firstly with this is add some sort of atmosphere. What do you reckon? Because this is very dead and bland. So let's add some atmosphere to this piano. Piano, 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 piano. Don't forget, every step of the way, mate, if you've got anything to say, you jump in there and go,
I'm observing the master at work here.
I don't know about the master part, but you know, you can watch me work.
It's like watching Da Vinci paint in real life here. I'm thrilled and honored to be here.
Oh, that's lovely, mate. You're too kind. Too kind. I definitely think that the piano is an emphasis and a definite way forward for this sort of track. Definitely. If I do say so. Now. Right, we don't want as much wetness to it, but we want that decay, definitely. We're going to take out some of that lower end. Oh.
Simon called you Leonardo de Guilfoy.
What's that, mate?
Simon called you Leonardo de Guilfoy. Good one. Good one.
All right, mate. Thank you. I just saw someone else as well I want to say hello to. Really worth going and listening to this guy because he's a great rambler, right? You know when people just have loads to say, but they're quite funny with it. Journals of Awakening. I like Ben. He's a good lad. I like him. Another channel you should go and pop across, and I think he deserves some followship personally. Followship of the ring. See what I did there? That's what we want. So. That's the one. Like a ghost is playing it. You know what I mean? Now, speed. It's going to be surprisingly fast. So you're going to have that bip, bop, 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 bip, bop, bop, bop. Not quite that fast, but... This is the annoying part, ladies and gentlemen. This is where... Now, I want some sort of tune out of this, though, so I do want to sort of, like, build it up. We'll see how this goes. Let's just play. That's what we want to do.
You know, the metronome, it kind of adds something in there because, 13 past midnight, a clock, like the ticking of a clock, but have it
now
syncopated where the music is not following that beat. That could be interesting. I'm just spitballing.
I was exactly thinking a clock, right? I was whilst I was doing it. Funny you say that.
It wasn't until I heard the metronome that I thought that totally works.
Yeah, there you go. So there's something. See that you've added to the idea. right?
Hey, Jeanette
So-
Sanchez, happy Valentine's Day.
Jeanette oh, hello, Jeanette. All right. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Oh, lovely. Isn't it lovely, isn't it? All these
That
lovely
ticking,
people.
it could almost be like a heartbeat too, you know.
Yeah, well, that's that. We're going to drill into that because what I was thinking is a heartbeat whilst the clock's ticking in the background.
And then there,
Now,
that would
I
be
make
the
all these sounds.
syncopated part of it.
Yeah,
The
so it's got
heartbeat's
to be.
off from the ticking of the clock, which is
Yeah,
not
there you
even.
go. Yep, the
I'm,
heartbeat
I'm
has
going
got
to
to
sit
be.
back now and let you do your magic.
Right, the heartbeat. Hang on. What's going on? What's going on? Where is everything? Absolute fool. What an idiot. Right, so what I was thinking. Definitely don't want to. Right. Now what we want. Now we want a simple delay. And what that delay will do. Stop sinking. Get off. We don't want it too even, you see. Now, we wanted some depth to it. So where's the actual instrument gone then? Confused I am, confused.
Hello, Aunt Edna. Happy Valentine's Day.
I don't know where the instrument's actually gone, because normally, if I went like that, there's the instrument there. Click on that. There's the instrument, right? So where's the instrument for this? There's nothing hidden. So if I turn that off, ah, haha. Now, we're not really going to have much of a hope to get that down lower, are we? If that's a loop. Hang on, where are we? What's this? Clean. We don't want that. Attack. Oh, I tell you what. We definitely don't want that off tune that's coming out on the end of it. That's what I'd like to change. Definitely don't. I'm not liking. Can't I do it the other? Oh, yes, I can. And now we're getting somewhere. All this for a heartbeat. See, no, people don't usually get to see me drilling. You know, it's an unusual thing because, as I always say, it's a very long process when you actually start to drill into the actual workings of a track. You know?
No, absolutely. I mean, how long here? We're 47 minutes in, and you're just working on that one little sound still. So just imagine all the layers and all the work and tedious tweaking
tedium,
and that goes into getting it just how you want it to sound. And that's what I always have a problem with. I can hear it in my head, but I can never make it sound like it in Ableton.
You hear the difference in that already.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when it's going with this, forget about the ticking of that for the minute. Put it in the mix correctly. I try putting something in because it's always better when you actually start putting things in. We don't want the metronome because the metronome will put you off. Got a bit racy there. I started getting frightened. That's not my. That wasn't my intention.
Hey, are you kidding me? The Greek Elvira, how you doing tonight? Happy Valentine's Day.
I'm just saving it here because save often stupid. SOS. Oh, trust.
Done that in music programs and in Photoshop. I'll get something, I like the way it looks, I'll try something else, and then can't get back, can't undo to the point where I was before because I didn't have a save point there.
There you go. That's saved. Now, I've got, my head's gone off into space with this now, so you've got to understand this is just the beginning, all right? And it will go back to this sort of thing, but just... Right, so what we want to do is we want to get this kit up. And we want to, I've never used this before again, so don't know where the actual instrument is to change it. So let's have a look at this. What's this? That's not something we want. Oh, whoa, 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 ease up, son. Right, none of these instruments are separate either, so settings. That doesn't look like that.
And I'm getting ahead of the game, but somewhere in there I'm hearing a reverse cymbal. I love the way that sounds. How they shing, and then it kind of, yeah, love that sound.
So what we do with that is we go like this.
Love it. To me, that sounds like waves crashing. I'm seeing like a haunted house on a cliffside above the ocean. The old Dark Shadows
Doesn't
TV
matter
show.
what picture you're giving. If it's given a picture, it's always better.
Yeah, the picture is in the listener's head. That's the beauty of it. I'm loving it. I am loving it. That is brilliant right there. Amazing. And you're just getting started. Ushabelle, happy Valentine's Day. Tomas, I agree. That's pretty awesome already.
So we'll play it back just to check. Leaving it very empty at the beginning, seeing it builds. That's what you want. Wait for it. I've got the strings thing to do yet, mate.
It's just amazing watching your process and your workflow there.
Well, it means more to you. You'll remember it more, you know, you'll remember why. You remember the interaction.
Hey, Diabolical Debbie, happy Valentine's Day. And yeah, all my folks, hit that thumbs up like it owes you money.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up like it owes you money. I always says things like, I always puts in the chat, the like button just tripped me up, so I beat the living crap out of it. or wait, is that like button giving me funny looks? Slap. Right, I want some of this depth.
Oh, I like that. That's got a real sinister sound there. Nothing
We
good.
got to have the synth. We're 80s boys. Come on, Shimon.
Nothing good can come with a sound like that.
There you go. Absolutely nothing good can come from a sound like that.
Get a little Gary Newman-esque in there now. Oh, listen to that wavelength.
Right, so I'll add to this yet, anyway. There's still more to put essence into it.
Guys are doing good. 29 watching and 39 thumbs up. That's usually the other way around, so keep it up.
Put it at the volume it wants to be. Take that first note out. Put some reverb in where it should be. We can add to that. So go from this point a minute.
And that's perfect. It takes that first chord and then kind of transforms it into that low, sinister growl there. It blends together so well.
Yeah, like I said, even using the instruments that I've already got, see, it's surprising, you know, that you don't really need to do more than what you. I mean, this is using the same.
That's
same
like what,
sounds.
4, and there's so many layers and subtext in there already.
Exactly,
So much
and it's
texture
telling
to
a
it.
story as well. It's also telling a little story. It's not much of a story, but it's enough of a story to go, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
I love it.
At least to make you question what is going on. That's what you want, is to cause intrigue, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
This is more soundscaping than it is writing a tune. You know, this is the whole thing.
It's going to be the opposite of American Bandstand. It doesn't have a good beat, and you probably can't dance to it unless you're really disturbed.
Yeah, you'd have to be like, would you fuck me? She puts on the cream.
Puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Puts its lotion on its skin. It's one of those, you know. It's like it's very unsettling. That's what you want. Unsettling, but intriguing at the same time, and not nasty sounding, or not screechy. You know. There's no no bloke in a dress stood behind a door waiting for you. Now that's scary. Right. Now what we want for this is we just want some nice reverb.
Love that saw in there, that kind of detune, whatever you've got going there.
Yeah. What we want to do is we want to soften it up as well. We want the See, this is the instrument over here. What we want to do is it's too sharp on the entry, so I'll tell you what as well.
Oh, that's just ugly. I love it.
Now slightly detune it. Round it off at the front. Definitely want to sweep down on it rather than a winding in and out, because you want it to go sort of attitude. You know, not that it has to be over pronounced doing that, but you definitely want that in there. Pre-delay.
Yeah, that sounds like something in Dr. Frankenstein's laboratory there, like the Tesla coil or something going on there. Electricity, but a dark, evil electricity.
There you go. And now we can turn it up without it interfering, because I've changed the frequencies of it. So now when it hits, it's going to go, what the... So what we're going to do is we're going to just stop here a sec. I'm going to save it. We're going to have a little interlude of a record. All right? So we can forget about it. All right? Because once you forget about it, you learn more. Yeah?
And then when you come back and listen to it again, it's like, wow. You'll hear nuances, the subtleties that you didn't hear the first time.
There you go, right? So every time we're adding to it. Now, what I am going to get to is I'm going to get to strings in a minute, because strings will make it pop. That's what will make it into a tune, and they're going to be very dark strings.
Pop will eat itself.
Remember that? Like Teardrop Explodes. I don't know if Eleanor's around yet, but I'll play this because this is dark enough. But actually, more apt to what's going on now, I'm going to play a track that I wrote called Nightmares. And this is from my R Plan album.
Restlessly turning, making in a cold sweat. Still believing that I'm there, and the beast is tracking me down. Can you take away my nightmares? I don't wanna see them in my head again. Can you take away my nightmares? Hopelessly running, but getting nowhere. Still believing that I'm bad. Anxiety building, and I can't escape. Can you take away my nightmares?
There you go. One of the records, obviously called Nightmares. That's from our Plan album by Newton's Descent. Now we don't do that anymore because the keyboard player that was with us passed away, so we kind of like left the project where it was. But you know, we have the records from it. John's on them. It's lovely. I'll get to hear his little quirky bit of keyboard in there. Always nice. Right, so where are we in this? Let's have a little listen. Where he's probably he's gone off to make himself a coffee or something. I should suspect. Yeah, wind blowing. Right, you say that. That's exactly what. Don't worry, I'm getting to that. It's creating it is the problem. It can be done, but you have to actually create it unless you've got samples of it. And I'm sure to say in my other program, on my laptop here, on my Ableton 9, I've got that exact thing. The thing is, to do it, to be able to get it from there to there, I'd have to create a track like this one. Then I'll have to find the instrument that it is, record it on there. Then I'll have to export that as an audio file, and then put it on a memory stick, stick it into the other PC, drag it and drop it into where I want it here. So as you can see, that would be quite a long process. So I'd rather, if I can, try and make one up here. That's a challenge, isn't it? So let's drill into this. Let's just add a MIDI track and make sure we're on this track, otherwise it'll put something else in there that we don't want. Let's see what we can find. Let's see. Sorry if I keep going quiet. I don't know because you got to make sure you talk right into this microphone for me to be heard. And I don't want a studio mic in here really, because it'll pick up on everything, all the music that I'm playing and everything. And we can't have that. This isn't just a talk show, unfortunately. Right, so let's have a look at what we got. Plugins. I'll tell you what though, let's while we're here, let's whack this in. You're gonna love this. He's gonna love this. This is spot on, this one. This is a BBC thing. Now my PC really struggles with these things, but of course, what am I doing? You got to remember they're in sections, you see. Tremolo is what we want. I know it sounds loud, but I'm just doing it for purpose. Just to see what it sounds like when it's mixed in. Hello, Steve.
I'm back. Had to step away and return that coffee to the earth. And Mulder, it's in his contract. Whenever I take a break, he gets one too. The little bugger's got a better agent than I have, so I have to adhere. Loving it. Those dissonant chords really just set a mood there.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It's definitely doing it. It's doing what we want, I think.
Hey, Gaming with Steven. How you doing this evening, buddy? Good to see you.
Now what we want to do is we want to duplicate that. Get rid of that one. Record this one. Make sure we get this instrument up. Hang on. Make sure we get the right instrument. Oh, let's close that and then we'll make sure we get the right one. Now what we want is the middle one. Sorry. Getting that real Hammer horror feel to it, and maybe a little film noir mixed in there too. A little crime, a little mystery, a little murder. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Emphasis still on the piano, if you notice.
And that heartbeat just chugging along in the background, that just makes it. and it kind of drops off a cliff there, and then that heartbeat continues on. That's brilliant right there.
So let's save it. It was suggested by our cathedra. Cathedra Cat Greg. There's a proper song in that, in her name. So unusual. I might even write a real, actual song with your name, if it's all right. I'm going to write a fictitious story. Like
she already won't stop talking about the other one. It would just blow her mind if you did that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it because there's not many names that are as unusual.
It does have a lyrical quality about it too.
Absolutely. Well, it rolls off Cathedra Cat Grey, you know. So what we want to do is we want to try and now find a sound that we can manipulate to become the wind. But there's another. This I need to put in there, like it's a horn in the background. What I want from it is not what I'm getting at the moment. So.
There you go. The decay did it.
I want to try and get rid of the actual sound if we can. Bless me, bless my little cottons. Right, resonation. Now, what I want to do, this is going to be used for purpose. So, this is just part one of the idea. Don't get too carried away on thinking it's all the be-all and end-all of everything, because it's not. It's just another thing. We don't want to crowd this thing so we lose something. We don't want that. And this is a very... We still want the bottom end note, but then it wants to be left. We're going to select all. Oh, select all. I'm going to move it about there. That'll do. Then what we do is we're gonna just let that settle a second. As you can tell, it's very wide and long.
And then it sounds like the wind, and then that little bit of sizzle in there. That sounds kind of like could be rain. It could be.
There you go.
Could be anything.
There you go.
It's-
And that'll end up staying in the background, right? But firstly, it's going to be loud at the beginning. Ignore what it's doing at the moment because obviously it's going to override everything because the volume, I've got it high so I can hear what I'm doing.
Amazing.
It's still going, believe it or not.
Only dogs can hear
it. That's what we want. So you have the dogs howling.
Yeah. A good music there, and then it hypnotizes Frou Frou while it's doing.
So now what we do is we take that and we have to lower the volume because obviously that is horrendously loud. But it's all for atmosphere. So, but what we want to do is at the beginning of that, we want it loud, and then so actually we'll leave the volume up. Watch what we'll do. This will be much better. Let's leave the volume up so we've got that. So if the fade off at the end, the gentle fade off can be heard, right? So what we do is we open up our volume track here, as you can see, volume track.
Okay, it's fuzzy analog keys because I'm looking over on the right and it says something else over there, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, this is.
It ain't that kind of show.
Yeah, this is. I haven't named.
I'm only seeing part of the analog.
There has nothing been done here that's not explainable either. So right, so what we want to do is we want to put a marker there. Put this here so this fades in for a start because we don't want that initial note. You know, we don't want a note. What we want is the air sound sort of thing. You know, so we're going to gently bring it in.
League Gaming with Stephen wants me to tell you that he's here. He doesn't think you've seen him yet.
Oh, hello, Stephen. Hello, mate. Oh, mate. You getting all sad?
I want you to ignore him on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Oh, darling. Hang on. Here, mate. How'd you feel now, eh? Do you feel special?
He
And
is
you
such a great guy. I love Gabriel
he's
and
lovely guy,
Steven.
Steve. I've got
The
a
other
lot of
night
time for
after
Steve.
the show, we all sat and talked backstage for a while, and he's just a great guy.
Some people need more friends, mate. You know. I know. I'm one of them. Right, hang on. I'm
That
going to
song,
save this.
cause you gotta have friends. And I thought about something with Catheta. If you take Cat out of there, because that's the nickname, Catheta Gray. Think of the Rolling Stones, Lady Jane, kind of that same melody, Catheta Gray, Lady Jane. I'm hearing something in there, but you're the songwriter, so
Well, I actually heard the whole thing, but I'm open to suggestion. To be honest with you, I mean, I just saw it as because she has such an unusual name. There's not what am I doing? There's not a lot of people with such an unusual name, so
yeah. But
I'm
you think
kind of
about
picking
that
on
though,
her in a way,
the
you know.
melody of Lady Jane, Catheta Gray. I can hear that melody with that name.
Well, I was thinking more like "Dun dun dun Cathedral
That works too. Again, you're the
Yeah.
songwriter here. I'm just the peanut gallery. Lee's going to mute my mic here if I don't shut up.
Yeah, carry on, son, and you'll be out. Nah, you're all good, mate. You're all good. Right, so let's see what we're getting here. Right now, we want to bring the volume up, like I said, but then we're going to step it up again at the end because we don't want this too loud in the actual track. So I want to see what this is like with this.
Oh, that's good. You have to strain to hear it there at the beginning. You're leaning in to listen, and what's that I hear?
We just want it in the background, see, but when it trails off at the end, we need to bring the volume up so we can actually hear it and then fade it off.
Christina says her mama's cat is freaking out, so it's working.
What was that, buddy?
So Catheta said her mama's cat is freaking out, so it's working. That's one of the things we're going after there.
Yep.
And then it just trails off into infinity.
Yep.
Love it.
That could actually be taken out a bit about there because then you haven't got to have the track so long. We could take the track to about there and that'd be about it. There you go, it's faded off enough. Now, as you can see, this is not a tune, right? There is not a tune to it. It's just a soundscape.
You can't dance to it.
The only tune really you're getting out of it is the piano. Ding 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 ding. That, you know, that's about it. As tuneful as it gets.
But again, it's those iconic few notes there, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind or X-Files or Stranger Things. Just that dun 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 dun. It's
yep.
It doesn't need a tune.
No, it
just a
doesn't
little
need a
bit
tune.
of one.
It needs air. That's all it needs. It needs breathing space. Now there may be a lot going on there, but there's actually not. You know, because as well, I've hidden a lot of things. If you notice,
Yeah, it's
I took the volume of the strings
the
quite
texture
low.
there and the subtext. It's just there's all kinds of different things going on there, but yet not a lot at the same time. That's the brilliancy of it.
And that's what makes it worthy rather than just something thrown together. Because you can see, yes, it is kind of thrown together, but it's thrown together with reason. You know, there's action to it.
There's a method to your madness.
There's
That's
a
what you say.
reason for it. Yeah, method to the madness. I can see you and hear you, Stephen. All right, old boy. Don't cry. I don't want to have to come up to Scotland and slap you. All right, my buddy.
There's
I'm
a
glad to
song in
see you
that
here.
to the tune of "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." Don't cry for
Yeah.
me, gaming with Steven.
Yeah, that's it. Don't cry for me gaming with Stephen. Is Matt, Second Star Survival. Hello, buddy.
First floor and second star. There we go.
Yeah. Second star is on the first floor. How's your friend that got wounded? I'm pretty sure to say. Are you a ranger? You're some sort of ranger, aren't you? You have a ranger team as well, don't you? And one of your colleagues got shot, didn't he? Shot in the shoulder, I do believe. We're all hoping that the guy was all right.
Wasn't laughing about that. It was like Katie said. I want that to be how people remember me. There's a lot going on, but really nothing going on.
Exactly. Oh, security, yeah, security. But in a park kind of thing, aren't you? In a
See, it was like a park ranger or something like that.
yeah.
That's cool.
Well, that's my understanding of it. Anyway, that he's some sort of something to do with parks because the guy knows a lot about survival in the woods and he's okay. He's okay, but his shoulder won't be usable ever again. Oh my goodness me!
That's not good.
No, man. Oh, that poor guy. That poor guy. Well, you send our prayers and stuff, Mush, Not that that's going to help or heal his wounds, but just know that, people out there care, man, about a stranger that we've never even met. Or
Love,
know
light,
looks
healing,
like
and peace.
who he
Raise
is.
the vibration. Send it to him.
Yeah, man.
We'll lift him
Yeah,
up.
all of those happy thoughts and happy feelings, man. Send him his way, man. That was shocking hearing that yesterday whilst you were on Cassie's show there. There's another show to go and see as well, guys. I mean, Second Star Survival. He's got his own channel where he talks about survivalism. And there's also Forensic Mystics, and that's our friend Cassie, who also works with Akashi Chris, who's a co-host for this show on a Saturday. So yeah.
We're just all big one happy family, and I love it. That's what I love about this community.
Lot of spiritual people.
There's no big
well,
egos other than yours, of course, and there's
Yeah,
had to get that jab in there.
Yeah,
But
cheers
it
for that,
is.
mate. That made me feel real great.
Everybody, works together. We love one another. We support one another. We're all about what the other person is doing and promoting each other's stuff. And that's what it's all about.
It's one simple
at the end
word.
of the day.
It's called humanity.
Indeed. And there's not enough of it anymore. Not enough to go around.
No, there's not. Oh, Freaky Geek's here as well. Look at that. Look. There you go. Lots of lovely people here. It's great to see so many here as well. It's great to see. So we're going to take a break away from this a second, like we did before, right, while I save it. So we'll save it. We'll come back to it. I'll titivate. I'll muck around. There's a lot more to do yet, believe it or not, without it, without putting anything more too much into it. But I want to do a clock sort of sound ticking in the background if I can, which is I want a deep you know? So it'd be more like. Yeah, be good. Be good. That's good. That's good. Hey, why is this all of a sudden sounded all weirdy? Weird and everything. Weird, wonderful. Weird and wonderful. Oh, it's because I whacked up one of the volumes that I just didn't need to do on. That's why. That will explain. That's not mysteriously, that's just outright spooky. Well, it's probably just the calm before the storm.
You're so sorry, but it's just the calm before the storm. Someday the cloud will break so that the sun can shine. Well, ain't it something to be in love with someone? Ain't it shameful when they do the dirty deed? Oh, that's one mistake, a mistake you can't afford to make, a big mistake. Now you've blown away the trust. It's just a calm before the storm. Someday the clouds will break so that the sun can shine. Oh, well, it's nothing to forgive a loved one. Yeah, nothing to forgive and forget. 'Cause we all make mistakes, mistakes we never intend to make. I know it's hard to find forgiveness in your heart. It's just
There we go. Nice little break for us there. Now, what I want to do is get a clock sound. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit. It's not a cheat, because I still have to do the work. Now, I've found some. Now all I've got to do is figure out how to download it. Now. And this is an unusual thing because I haven't done this before, but I shall suss it as we speak. This is an unusual one. Now, how do we do this? That's horrid, that one. No. No. See, that's the one I want. Now, how do I get the sound down now? Where are you? Not going to let me, is it? Oh, hang on. There we go. Right, okay. It's not going to let me do that like that. Right, okay. Okay, that's fair enough. Free sample. Free audio sample. Free loop packs. I don't want that, do I? Look, I was specific to my choice. That's offering me like these packs of sounds, and we don't want that, do we? We don't need that, do we? So I think I'm going to have to do it myself. I'm no stranger to these sort of things. So what we need to do is we need to take one of the drum kits. Oh, hello, Stephen.
I'm back once again. Coffee's really working on me.
Yeah, no, I've just had to pour myself another coffee because I'm sat here, mouth like a Gandhi's flip flop.
So, and I feel about as useful as a turd in a punch bowl, but hopefully I've provided some help with this track.
No. Listen, I want you here so you get to hear the creation anyway, right? And it's always good to have your input, because even if it's the smallest amount of input, you feel like you've got some sort of connection
I've
to it.
a little piece of me is in there too, but you,
exactly,
sir, are
exactly.
the man.
It doesn't matter how small. Like you said about the heartbeat, I put a heartbeat in it. Yes, it's a kind of a generic thing when you're talking about what kind of tunes, what kind of music we're doing, but that doesn't mean to say I was going to initially use it, does it? Just the suggestion alone, the same as the ticking clock thing,
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got to now work out how I'm going to do this. So what we want.
And again, I wouldn't, if I were watching Leonardo, I wouldn't say, another brush stroke or two over there. No, I'm just merely a brief suggestion.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're doing.
Well.
But I appreciate the ability to have a little bit of input. So, that old commercial, dinner's ready, and I helped. That's kind of the same thing. Lee made a song, and I helped.
Well, at the end of the day, you are, because help is help, mate.
Maybe some nice gated drums that get that whole 80s something in the air tonight. Again, merely a suggestion. I'm sitting here pretending like I know what's going on. I'm the second banana. I'm here for comic relief.
Hey, listen. It's all good, mate.
Need to connect. Welcome in.
I tell you what we want to do. We want to get as soon as I get a reverb in here, it'll help me to it'll help me to formulate the sound. MIDI. Where did we have that? Where did we find that reverb before? Can you remember? All right, I'm gonna say it's on here.
Don't follow me. I'm lost too. But it's brilliant. I've got Ableton. It's not the latest and the greatest one. It's the one back of that. I think it's 11 or something. And I get in there and fiddle around, but I wish I could do a tenth of what you're able to do with it.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, So
and it shows.
And all it means is that I'm used to manipulation, And like I said, I do everything by doing. I can't learn from a book. It's like I've got my pad out, right? This thing, right? And I don't know it yet, but I have to I'm going to get my mate over to drill into the programming sort of thing of it, just to show me. Because once I see it once, I'm like, got ya, and then I can use it. Then I learn by watching, by doing.
Yeah, and that's the best way. I'm the same way with anything. I can read a book on how to do it all day long, but until I actually do it hands on, then that's when you get that aha moment.
Well, I'm self-taught at everything. There's not a thing that I've learned that hasn't been self-taught. I really struggled at school. Really, really struggled.
Have a great night, Katie. Thank you for joining in. Big fan of mine. She just received some signed books of mine in the mail today, and we were carrying on earlier in the messenger. And I said, "Come over here and have a listen." So glad you could make it, Katie. Happy Valentine's Day.
That's cool. Thanks for coming. That's wonderful of you. Thank you. I wish I knew how to change these actual instruments. It's really disconcerting. What I'm going to do is I'm literally going to.
But isn't it amazing how far it's come? Like I remember back in the day, would save and save and save to buy some piece of kit, and then like, oh, you got to come over. I got this synthesizer, and now it's like, all right, come over. I've got this plug-in. You know, you can get all that analog hardware and stuff. They make a plug-in that'll do that, like the Lin drum and some of those things that were just always out of my reach, price-wise, back in the '80s. Now you get a plug-in that's had the samples from the machine itself. Still, it's not quite the same, but it is.
That was an effort, I tell you now. Trying to keep the actual pace of the normal clock going.
But it's taken shape, and again, that with the syncopated beat between the clock and the heartbeat being off with each other, that just, and then that one really dark chord in there, just brings it all together.
It does, yeah. And what I'm going to do now with that ticking clock, after I save it. Oh, save often stupid. See, I always have to remember myself, SOS. And funny thing is, I noticed Cathedra said that as well. I noticed earlier on she went SOS. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look, hang on. See, she's got the idea. She's totally got the idea, she have. Taking her under my wing, I am.
Oh, she's just on fire here lately. She and I've got a secret project that we're working on together. It's going to blow awesome. People's minds.
I like the cut of your jib.
I said that to a guy one time at a job I was working on. I got the strangest look from him. I don't think he knew what I was talking about.
That's an old saying, that is.
Yeah, that's from the old the tall ships, the wooden ship days.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the cut of your jib. Right, so.
I'm just waiting for somebody to say it needs more cowbell.
Yeah, yeah. There's always one. There's always one.
Nobody said it, but I was thinking it. I was waiting for that to pop in the chat. Now that clock sound. I used to work at a place that the clock was right on the wall above my desk, and you would hear that. And I swear that the longer the day went, the slower that clock went.
Yeah. It always felt like that, doesn't it?
It's like when you get to work, time slows down. They've got some sort of gadget where they can slow it down. And then when you're off work, it speeds back up. Literally, you work an 8, 10, 12-hour shift, and then you go home, you come back, and it's like, wasn't I just here?
Let's see how this sounds. Yeah, I just made the clock up. I like the slight little oddness as well. It's not completely right.
Yeah, and just those different time signatures there. It pulls you in, makes you like really listen. Like, what's going on here? Gonna have to tidy that clock up. I can't have that like that. I really can't. So we're gonna make it really even. Welcome in, Ted Branson.
Right. Now, that sounds like a clock now. See all that effort just to do that.
That's amazing. That you started literally with nothing and picked the sound and transformed it, worked with it, massaged it, and made it into what you wanted. That's the amazing part of it.
And that's what I wanted of this show sort of idea. Is that you actually get to see more work than usual, because most of the time I just write a generic track like what I played at the beginning of the show, last week's track, and it's just a generic piece. Some pieces end up a little bit different than that, but essentially what you're getting is the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I just want to clarify for my people, some of them that are here for the first time, this isn't the usual stream. This is a Night Rider stream where he actually writes a piece of music while we watch the creative process. Other times he's doing songs and writing songs and picking people out of the chat and making up songs about them. Different bird tonight.
Yeah, that's Saturday nights. So we got 3 shows a week. The first show is on a Tuesday, which is Night Writer. And the second show is on a Thursday, which is my radio show, which is basically, it's just Radio 1FA, back-to-back original tracks. I don't speak on it. I'm in the chat. I chat with people in the chat. If you want to chat to me, ask me any questions. That's my availability, just to chat. And Louise, haven't seen you for a while. Hello, sweetie. You all right? Louise NYC, hi. Great to see you. My special guest today is Steve from 13
Louise,
past
hello
midnight.
to you. Every little breeze seems to whisper Louise. I'll get it out there in a minute. That was my mother's name.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. That's nice, isn't it? So we're going to save this, Steve, because we've done a lot of work on this.
Indeed, you have. I mean, you put blood, sweat, and tears into this one, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, what have we been going? This is 2 hours and 11 minutes in, and pretty much I've been focused on
no
doing
sample,
this,
no hijinks. Just you created the sounds that you wanted. You heard it in your head. You manipulated what you had available to you or what you could find, and made it sound the way you wanted. That's amazing.
I just know what I want and know what it should sound like, or at least a rough guesstimate of what it should be, And it is what it is. Now, I'm going to check my donations just to see if anybody's been generous for me and help me with my mixing deck payments, which would be absolutely lovely if you have. If not,
buy the man a coffee.
Times are hard.
Or a note. So, he's got to set up notes. Give him
I call
treasure
notes,
token.
Obviously.
Write it on a pound note.
Yep.
Says adamant.
Indeed. Indeed. View
but seriously, page. Support Lee and what he does here. I'm a Patreon member and other forms of support coming for Lee because I feel that good about what he does and never seen anyone quite like him. And I mean that in the best possible way.
You're very kind, Steve. You're very kind. But as I've told you, to me, it's a loaf of bread. It's a cup of tea. And
Paranormal Pixie
I'm
says,
so used to it. I suppose, like I said, I'm nonchalant about it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It's you know what you're doing, and you do it, and it's amazing. But Laura, Paranormal Pixie, there says that should be the title: Blood, Sweat, and Fears. I kind of like that.
Blood, Sweat, and Fears. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you can name it what you like, mate. I mean, I've got it marked down obviously as a project file. So for me, it's 13 past midnight. Which I see it as 13 past midnight. But 13 past midnight, Blood, Sweat, and Fears. That's all good.
I like the imagery.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you could work off of that, couldn't you? You could make the imagery now to match the music. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you
I'm already seeing like for this like being the intro music, I'm already seeing the visuals that I would put with it in my head as it stands right now. A ticking clock, a beating heart, something there.
I'd have it like you can hear the beating heart, dark room, a light flashes on and off of
Or maybe one of them swinging lights, like when they've got you in the interrogation.
Well,
You know,
what I had was this, right? When I was writing this is what I had in my head, right? So you can take it or leave it, right? But my vision of it was this: there's a ticking clock, you can hear it, you can hear the heartbeat fade into a clock hand ticking, but with the light flashing on and off on it, right?
I love it.
Sort of like in a sweeping format. Zoom out of that when it goes dark, as it goes flash dark. When it goes into the dark, it zooms out and it's a lighthouse, and the lighthouse is flashing round. And then cloudy, stormy day sort of thing, or stormy night, whatever. And then 13 past midnight comes up.
Love it.
That sort of thing. That's what I envisioned. I mean, you don't have to use any of that, but the idea was.
I like the imagery there, and then that goes with the images that the sounds are putting in my head. So.
And there you go, and that's how I thought of it. But the first thing I thought of was there's always a lighthouse, isn't there?
And then it's funny. One of the things I'm working on, I got a script for. I think it's a dozen or 12 haunted or 13 haunted lighthouses or something like that.
There you go.
That might be a good video to debut the theme song with.
There you go. But just a suggestion, mate. You haven't got to use it at all, but it's just an idea. So let's take a break from this, and we'll come back to it. You're having the ticking clock now, which is in place now, right? So I'll tell you what I should do as well. I'm gonna fade it in as well. I'm not gonna have it come straight in. I'm going to fade it in. See how that works. Let me just try it a second. Don't need it that loud. There you go. Now it sounds like a clock in the background. Just thinking of a tune now. I knew it wasn't going to like that. Undo that, Lee. Now this will be some work. So it's going to be on the 3rd. It's not going to let me have it. Whoa, this one's going to be nuts. Can you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah. I'm hearing a bit of another tune or something in there. Maybe a little bit of James Bondish in there first, and now it's kind of like Marilyn Manson, The Beautiful People. I'm kind of hearing that in there. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. You know,
it's turning into an investigation too. See. You want a little bit of loosey-goosey about it, you see? Just a little bit.
That's the amazing thing with these computer-generated things. You can make it perfect, but then to humanize it and to just put it just a little off, just a little here and there to put that human element back in so it doesn't sound too mechanical or too
there you go.
rigorous.
I mean, I can write very mechanical, and if it quantizes perfectly, I leave it generally. But usually it's slightly here and there, and you want a little bit. Right, all that's good enough. That's good enough. Now, what we do is we're going to repeat that. Oh. Right, there was a dodgy bit there. There. I've got to do is do it to that break where do. Just knowing that you're supposed to be on a half beat, not on a full beat. That's all. It's not rocket science. Looks like rocket science what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, but trust me, it's really not.
It does look like rocket science. It does. I mean, you know what to twiddle and what to move and how to. I'm in awe.
That double was just me pressing on a note. Yeah. Right, there you go. Now we can repeat that. So, put that to there. Take that to there. I shall tidy it up, don't worry. Now, let's tidy this up. This is a repeatable thing, see, so.
Good night, gaming with Steven. Have a good rest.
Are you off, Stephen? Are you? I don't blame you, mate. Yeah, just leave. I don't care. Just don't even worry about me, mate. Feeling guilty yet? Yeah, have a great sleep, mate. I'll just carry on here. Yeah. I don't need anybody. You know. I don't like that. Now, where is it?
Gaming with Stephen. Respectfully request that you quit tripping him.
Oh,
when those drums come in
request
there,
that
that's
you,
just brilliant.
Yeah, well, it's simple, but it's going to work. Now, what we want on this first beat, though, so what we want to do is we want to take these two bits, though, and that's where it's going to start. So we want to make that like that. We want to take this beat, and we want it to add. Wait for it, people, wait for it. So essentially you've got a lead track, yeah, a lead intro kind of thing. You can treat that first bit as just like an intro, and the other bit you can loop. You'll be able to do anything with it, yeah.
Now, that's kind of how I was hearing it in my head. The spooky part, the really spooky part is the intro, and you come in, and then maybe when it's over, then you get that relief, and then the drums and the dancing bit kicks in.
There you go.
For the outro to play it out, and that's I love that.
We're going to go from the end here, as you can see. Yeah, that nicely came in, you see.
Yeah, just blends right in there, just same.
And there's your little tune. do that again because I messed up. Rewound, I didn't want that. Still gonna have to do it again. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. Take the recycle off, Lee. Save it where it is because I'm done it. I've saved it for a little while. What we need. Slightly more tuneful. Bummer. I went for them ones. Way of doing this. Exactly, that's what I want, but I want to play the whole thing now so it matches in nicely.
Hey, BMR, thanks for subbing, buddy.
Thank you very much. See how a simple tune can do it though.
And then you're getting fancy with it there. You're putting those little flourishes and flares and stuff.
What was that, Steve? I missed that.
Oh, I said you're getting fancy with it there too, putting in the little flourishes and flares and stuff off those, the main notes there.
That's because I'm getting used to it, and I don't. Thing is, I won't allow it to be a finished thing until I'm happy with what I hear as well. That's the thing. That's why I keep getting rid of it and doing it.
And that's the other thing. You know when it's finished. That's anything that I ever work on. I never know when to stop. And it was the same way when I used to paint. I would never know when it was finished. And finally, I just say, okay, I've got to quit.
You have to know when to stand back and go, nah, that's good. There you go. You have to know that. Same as with carpentry, mate. It's the same. You know, you get to a point where that job is finished. No more titivation will help, you know. And know what corners you can kind of cut as well. That's the other thing. See, if you notice, I work fast, right? And the reason I work fast is because I don't overcomplicate what I do. I can go into complication to do certain things that I need to do, but I won't overcomplicate something that doesn't need the complication.
Yeah. But where you took that sound and made the tick-tock of the clock out of that was just amazing.
It works, doesn't it?
And
the heartbeat. I'll get this right now, hopefully. I'm almost happy with it. To the point I have to save it for a minute. That's the repeatable moment. Right, so to there. Right, so. What was that, Steve?
I didn't say anything that time. That bit, it's an outro, but it kind of puts me in the mind of some of those like Criminal Minds, some of those shows at the end of
Yep,
it.
there you go. Yeah,
The,
exactly what I was thinking. If you notice though, it always seems to be that swing beat that's good for for investigative sort of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed.
That's why I chose the swing beat for it. You know. So what we'll do, we'll take a break of a lovely record, here's one I wrote earlier. Right. So we're going to save this here because we need to take an ear break from it, right? And this is always a good idea to walk away and then come back because you'll notice things. I mean, I've still got lots more I want to do with this yet. I'm not finished.
But ear fatigue is a real thing. I've been there myself too, where I've been working on some little bit.
And there you go. You can also get eye fatigue from video and things. You need to walk away. You need to know when to just go away, give it a break, go and do something else. I've learned this over the years. You know, this is a tradition of mine to go. I'm at a point now. I need to walk away because I'm procrastinating on the same thing.
And I need a WC break, and I'm sure my dog's ready to go out again too. So I will be right back.
There you go. Right. So this is called Under the Spotlight. This is quite a shorter record, but this is all about. This is quite personal to me. This one, when I wrote this, I just started writing my own music. Really, apart from one record that I'd written before that was fairly cheesy record. I'll play it later. But this particular record, I wanted to say something really, and it was all about the fact that I do music. Music belongs like on a stage, and therefore that's what I want to do with it. And this is what I visualised with it. You know. Hi, Connor.
All I ever need is air to breathe, water to quench my thirst, 'cause it sustains my life. Just to have people to please, an audience to sing my song with me. Maybe just once. I don't aspire to be greater than I am, but I'm just not me unless I'm under the spotlight. My only inspiration comes from all of you, and I never want to end the night. To return a passion into a lifetime's work. Well, it's a dream for me, but it might just work, and it could work for you too. I'm not out here to try to impress you. I'm not unless I'm under the spotlight. My only inspiration comes from all of you, and I never want to end the night. I don't aspire to be greater than I am, but I'm just not me unless I'm under the spotlight. My only inspiration comes from all of you, and I never want to end the night. No, I never want to end the night.
Oh, Connor. What a joker. Yeah. I don't think so, mate. You just... what you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that Connor is a bit of a joker. He's a so all of you that believed him, he had you. He had you good and proper, mate. I am worth every penny of it, mate. You know, if you had the money to give that sort of amount, mate, I'd gladly accept it too. I've got to close Discord down now, though, because it just interferes with me. Don't do that again when I'm trying to do a bloody show. Right. Murder you are. All right, here we go. Back to this. I don't know where Steve is. He's taking a break. So I'd just like to say hello, Eleanor. Hello. Hi. How are you? Are you all right? Jolly good. That's good. Been working tonight on Steve Stockton's track. Well, tracks, because it's plural. I mean, I'm going from one into another kind of thing. And I've ended up writing him an epic soundscape more than anything. And then into a bit of a tune on the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over it. Once Steve returns to us, we'll go back into it. That UFO chick, I am so pleased to see you, darling. Beautiful. Hello, beautiful. You all right? It's me. I'm just being a creep, you know. It's been a very busy night tonight, to be fair. I've had a lot in earlier on.
You put a lot of work in, that's for sure.
And it's not that there's a lot of people end up leaving because of things like the metronome and the repetitiveness of hearing the same thing over and over. And if you're not actually getting music, you know, a lot of people drop off because you're not being entertained. You know, it's more of it's a writer's show. You know, this is more about how I do all the music that you get to hear. Because I always mention this. It's very easy for people to write off a tune whenever they hear a tune, but not knowing the work that generally goes into it, you know, because all the general public here is, here's a record, listen to that, oh, I don't like that, or oh, I do like that, you know. Hearing the work that goes into it sometimes maybe adds a little bit more
I think it adds a lot.
Empathy towards the song.
A peek behind the curtain to see that creative process at work and
Yeah.
to see how you start literally from nothing and you build layer on layer on layer. In this case, it's not even that many layers, but there's so much going on there. This is 3 of the most fascinating hours that I've ever spent watching you create this piece of music for my channel.
Well, that's great, because this is exactly what I want for the channel. You know, on this sort of thing, I want to be able to make it so as other channels would want to come on and me write for their channel. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Steve Gaming with Steve, I want to do him a track, and his one's going to be more trucking sort of
And
idea.
I don't know if you've seen the changes they're doing to the YouTube audio library, but they're starting to charge for tracks now, or there's
Well,
tracks
there you
that
go.
yeah, it's
But
just they're
and,
changing
and
things around. So it's gonna be a shakeup. But I like
which
to
is
see.
also ridiculous when you consider 50 million other content creators can also use that music. So you've
Yeah.
got no individuality. The one thing with this, I may not be the best musician in the world, but believe what you
It's
believe.
unique. It's one of a kind, and no other creator will have it.
Well, there is that, but if you don't like the style that I do it, there's plenty of other musicians that would probably drill down and do it for you. You know? So I'm not alone in this ability to be able to write music. You know, there's plenty of creators out there that probably be more than willing to help out. So if you didn't dig the way that I do things, you know, don't forget I can write many different styles. Hence the Eleanor's going to hate me for saying this, but hence the eclecticness of my
And
nature.
it is eclectic, and individuality is there too. That just it all plays. And then the fact that I was here and had a little tiny bit of input, that makes it special, because other people, usually you ask them to write something for you, they'll just go do a piece and bring it back and say, here you go.
There you
And-
go,
and
right?
you-
And then
you
you
get
have to
bring it
either
up
like it or dislike it. And sometimes you don't want to, you know, most people have got a soul sort of thing, so they don't want to upset the artist, so they won't speak on whether they like it or not. Whereas when you're hearing it created and watching it happen in front of you, you have a connection to it anyway. So you're never going to forget that I mean, you may not remember the conversation so much or the creative process so much, but you remember that you did. And you remember that you were on the show and that you had a part to play in that creation of that track.
And it's like Ted saying there, he loves how you pull all the threads together. Indeed, you're weaving a sonic tapestry here, and you're taking this little bit and that little bit, and you're putting all the threads together. And now you've got this beautiful picture, this mural, this tapestry.
There you go. And you can take it how you like it. I mean, like I said,
from the ether.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to love it. It's not about that. It's about, because like I said, it takes time for something to sink in anyway, to find its ground. And you can't write an instant classic. Everybody, no matter what record it is, takes time to understand the record. I've played my records God knows how many times, and you know, now there is a few records that I do that people are actually knowing now, and they can feel.
And it's
what
because
about.
you oversee you do the entire process. You do the musical bits, but you're also doing the production, the engineering, the designing of it, the mixing. It's just you're a one-stop shop there, if you will. And I don't mean that in a negative way. But that way, it's exactly how you want it done.
I am a one-man band, but through necessity.
You don't
because
have
I've
to
never
give
really-
control to a producer or an engineer or somebody that hears it differently. And no, let's do this, let's do that. You do what you want to do, and that's what makes it truly yours.
Yeah, and like I said, I think
You
it ends
answer
up
to
with
no
my
one
stamp
other
on it,
than
no matter
yourself
what.
and your muse and your own creative process, and that's brilliant.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother about this. My brother's a fantastic grade A artist, but he's unable to be able to write to task. So you wouldn't be able to say to my brother, could you paint me something, please, you know, for this. He doesn't work like that. It has to come from his soul, from, you know, and so he can't work on commission. If he chooses to do something, it's because he's had a connection to a thought or an idea or a reason, you know. And it's almost the same as me. However, I can have a spark of a reason, which will allow me to, you know, wander off into the ether sort of thing of sound, and just, like you say, pull these little snippets out and think, you know, that will work. And I think what it is with me, if I have one trick that I have that's in my belt that not a lot of people have, is I don't overthink it. I don't think about it a lot. I just do.
Yeah, and that's true. You can overthink it, and like you talk about, the painting of art is a residue of passion, and that's why you can't do things on commission, or you can't do, you know, paint me this, paint me that. Maybe give them a little idea, but then you've got to just let them be free to run with that idea.
Yes.
Otherwise, they're
You have to,
just it's a job. Then it's not anything that you're
I don't
passionate
do it
about
as
or
a
that
job,
you
as you
care
can
for.
see. I don't work a moment in my life. I don't work. What I do is I create. I'm a creator, and that's the way I see it. Whether it's making a model, right, or making music or making a table or making a cup of coffee, sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's all
And
it's all just different levels
that's
of
the other thing,
things.
that UFO model back there, that's just stunning. I was one of the first times I was on with them. Where'd you get that? And you're like, I made it. And I'm like, what? Just the idea of fabricating something. I could maybe do it out of cardboard, but to
Yeah, there
take
it is.
metal and lights and wires and put it together and make the vision that you see in your head, that's just, I wish
Yeah.
I could do that, but I can't.
Well, I haven't got the lights on. I'm quite good at geometry and that, see, and I couldn't mathematically draw it out, if you know what I mean, and tell you the numbers. I couldn't explain it without doing it. I'm a doer, I
And
can.
it's the same with music. There, you talk about geometry. Well, there's numbers in music. It's all math.
It's,
Music is math.
yeah,
And
absolutely. And
I've never,
apparently
math
I'm a
has
great
always been my
mathematician.
downfall. So yeah, you are. You're a musical mathematician. That's
There you go.
a
Yeah,
good way
I've
to
been
put it.
told this before, that I'm a musical mathematician, because I am no good at maths. I can do. Of course, I can do. Your everyday maths that you need. Of course, I can. I'm not completely without understanding of it. But it's not a forte of mine. It's definitely not something I'm good at.
Yeah, it was
It's the
my
same as
downfall.
English.
I took what I had to take to get through college, and I swore I would
There
never
you go.
ever
I
take
didn't even
another
go to
math class.
college.
I had to
So
hire a tutor to get through calculus and trigonometry and things like that. And I'm just like, no more. This is so foreign. I'll never use this. And I haven't. And I even had a teacher way back in high school talking about calculators, adding machines. Well, you'll never have a day when you can carry a calculator around with you. Ha ha! Joke's on you, teacher.
joke's on you. Yeah. Well, it's the
Yes.
same as my literacy. My understanding of language and my expressing it while talking is okay. If it wasn't for spell check, I would sound like a complete dumbass. And
And I'm telling you what,
I really
autocorrect
do.
hates me. I've sent some texts that are just god awful.
Yeah.
Wasn't what I intended, but it will take a word and twist it around and send trying to help out, and it's too helpful sometimes. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, that's not the word. So I've
Yeah.
learned the hard way to proofread every text before I send it, especially if there's any autocorrect involved
Yeah.
anywhere.
Like I say, it's okay when you're just messaging each other. That's we all get over that. We know in a minute. But I still end up correcting that or sending another message to say I didn't mean that bit. I
Yeah,
meant
put the
that,
little asterisk and put what you meant to say
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh,
I do that a lot.
I'm
I
a,
mean,
I'm a,
seriously, I've written 5 bestsellers, but sometimes you'd think I couldn't spell anything. But it's
yeah,
also
exactly.
too
Yeah.
many fingers on the keyboard error or the phone. My fingers are too big for that little keyboard, and there's all kinds of things that can cause problems there. Hey, there's
Right,
Sapphire.
Steve.
Welcome in.
So, Steve, should we listen to this? See where we've got to.
Let's see where we're at here.
So this is the intro into a piece. Okay. So here we go.
Blood, Sweat, and Fears.
Blood, Sweat, and Fears. Yep. I've got to save it again now because I want to turn that metronome off. I was kind of wondering why there's that note on the beginning. Is that because it's cycled and recorded? Yeah, it is. Well, we need to get rid of that note.
A stray note. And something I've had an experience with before in MIDI, you get a stuck note and you can't find out where it is or how to turn it off, and that's maddening.
Yeah. Well, like I say, if you want to learn anything about this program, and if you have actually got this program, I can help you out quite a lot on it. So
Yeah, I've got Ableton, and I think 11 is the one I have. I don't have the latest. I think 11 is the one I have, and they're up to 12 or
yeah,
maybe
this is the
more
one I've
now.
got. I've got 11 here and 9 on there, and I prefer 9 in a lot of ways, but they always like to upgrade because then they can charge more, and
Yeah.
But that thing is, they end up changing things that you don't really need to change, and that's the thing. That's what I don't like about
Yeah,
when you
if
get
it ain't
mobile
broke, don't
updates
fix
and
it,
stuff.
because I've had that happen with Photoshop and things like that. Oh, this is the latest and greatest. You got to have this one, and then it's like, I don't know where anything's at. I don't recognize anything. Give me the old version back.
Exactly. Hence why I kept the old version. Is what it is. Well, I've checked all my donations. There are no donations tonight.
Come on now, pry open those wallets, get the crowbar out, open that pocketbook up, let the moths out.
But
Show this man
do
some
have
love and appreciation.
I do have bills to pay.
Sapphire Elf, yes, I'm Sapphire Elf. Yes, I'm everywhere. I'm like a bad penny. I turn up anywhere, all over the place. Anywhere that I can show up and talk, I'm there.
Sapphire Elf, hello, buddy. Yeah, but you're here for a purpose, Steve.
Yeah, I'm here at Lee's invitation to watch him write a song for my 13 Past Midnight channel.
Well, we say
And
a
then
song. It's more of a soundscape
a
into
soundscape, a sonic tapestry, a sonic redemption.
Yep, into a
And
tune-ish.
then later on,
Because-
at some point in the future, I want you to do something for the big channel, Missing Persons and Mysteries. I want to let you listen to what we've been using over there, and everything's starting to sound the same. So we need to re-up over there, and
diversify.
You're the man.
Well, let's see how that goes. See how this goes, and see how you feel about this after a while. Let it sink in and stuff, and and let's go from the start of this anyway. Let's listen to what we've got here.
Hello, Norhouse. Oh, that's gorgeous, Lee. And I like it without the metronome. That was throwing me off. I didn't realize that I was still listening to the metronome. And then when you took that out, it's like, oh, okay. That was this much more palatable to the ear to me without that metronome. I'd forgotten that tick, 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 tick was a metronome in there. So huge difference with just that one little bit going, which was just there to help you keep time.
There you go. See, now you realise.
but it's perfect. It's got the opening part there, and then that closing. Like I said, that reminds me of one of those crime drama shows. And but the opening bit there, that's perfect.
Now, what we want to do here.
See, we have the BBC Symphony Orchestra with us there.
Yeah, the BBC Orchestra's come to join us. This is another one we're using. So we've added another BBC.
Now, as far as the velocity and things, are you using any kind of expression pedal or anything that we can't see, or is that just, are you doing it all through the software?
It's all through my hands. All right, it's my hands doing that.
Love those velocity sensitive keyboards. Because that's the way a real piano is. You know, you hit it hard, you get a harsh note. You tickle the ivory, you get a lighter note.
Where are the bloomin' Noras, the cellos? Cello! Which,
And I noticed with that bit, you did get a little bit of those psycho violin stabs in there. That ching, ching,
yeah,
ching.
you noticed.
Love it.
We'll have some French horns in there, haven't we?
Oh, that's dark. I love that. Brilliant.
Right, now if I take that metronome away, moment of silence, I'm going to play a track. I know this is a longer show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a big reason for it. As you can see, we've got a special guest writing something for the guest, for his show. So it's quite an important one, and I'd like to, if I can, get it to a point where I can titivate it not too much more than what he listens to right now. Okay, so yes, it's a longer show, but worth the reason why. But this is for Eleanor.
dropped a bombshell on your lap, and it's blown a hole so deep you ain't never climbing out on the sick. No excuses, gonna watch this time. At this time, don't be so condescending. What do you take me for? It's a meaningless apology. So meaningless. Hey, 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 hey. Sank your battleship today. Burned all your bridges, there's no getting away. And the more you protest, the more you look guilty to me. Can't you see? Don't be so condescending. What do you take me for? It's a meaningless apology. So meaningless. Hey, 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 don't bother. Don't be so condescending. What do you take me for? It's a meaningless apology. So meaningless. Don't be so condescending. What do you take me for? It's a meaningless apology. Don't bother.
My daughter's voice is on that one, our Amber.
That was so good.
Yeah, she didn't even realise that I'd written that song about her, with the way she was playing up as a teenager and stuff, right? And I even got her to sing the hey, 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 I'm sorry. She only realised a little while ago that it was based on the behaviour of her at that time. And you know, she's full of regret for her actions as a younger. But she's just leaped and bound into the wonderful adult that she is, you know, which is lovely. And one day she came to me and she said, I realised that what an asshole I was. You as a kid, whatever. Yeah, you know. Done and dusted. Live for now. Live for tomorrow or yesterday. Live in the moment. Live right now. It's the only time that matters. And we all know this, don't we? Well, we're going to listen to this one more time and then we're going to shoot on out of the show, I reckon. What do you reckon, Steve? What do you reckon?
You're in charge. It's your show. I'm just here to observe. I'm a military
I normally
observer.
run it for 3 hours. We've done 3 hours 30 at the moment. And I think, considering, really, there's been quite a bit of chatter between and whatever.
Talking and interaction with the chat. But again, just to see the process, to see a peek behind the curtain, you know, that's to lift the hood, so to speak, and see the inner workings there. It's amazing.
And like I said, though, I mean, I've drilled in a lot deeper than I would normally go. So if anything, the actual time that I've spent writing is probably a lot less than what it seems. Because I spent a lot of time doing things that I don't normally do in front of people.
But I'm telling you, man, I could do what you've done here tonight for 3 months, and I couldn't come up with what you've come up with in 3.5 hours.
Well, you know, like I said, I think it is a lot where I've been doing it so long. And I've written, I mean, the records that you heard there, you know, I wrote those records. You know, so I've had experience of, you know, I had no one else to look out for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed.
No one else was going to do it for me. So it's either I take control and do it myself, because otherwise I'm never going to write a bean, or
Good
I
night,
don't ever
Tiger
write
Lily.
anything.
Love you, baby.
You know, hi Tiger Lily.
She's off to bed. Have a good night, dear.
Yeah, no night. Sleep tight. We're going to play this one more time, and we're going to I'm going to boogie out the show with my usual boogie. Here we go. Let's listen to this soundscape. Metronome's off. It's been saved. We're good to go. Blood, sweat, and fears. Muted, mate, you are.
I said, it's brilliant, mate. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Are you happy?
And there's such a juxtaposition there from the beginning. It's all sinister and dark and evil. And then, like I said, at the end, the outro there, it's kind of dancing like we've scared you. Now, get up and dance out of here while you still can.
Yeah. Do the demon dance.
But it's amazing. And just to watch you create it literally from scratch. I mean, you started with nothing, a blank template. You deleted everything and started over and made each little individual sound. Again, it's that threads in a sonic tapestry.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure. I have to be honest. it's what I like to do. I mean, you know, it's like saying to me, do you like coffee? Yes, I do. I drink coffee, dude.
Made me laugh there. But yeah, it seems just as effortless for you as breathing or walking or whatever. It's just like I said, you love it and it shows, and you just do it. You don't have. I mean,
Yeah.
you think about it. There's a thought process there and a creative process there, but you make it look so effortless.
Well, I'm glad that I do. 'Cause, you know, the thing is, if I was gonna, I can't go out and say to people, look, I'll write you a track and not actually be able to do it. You know, it's the same as when I heard about Alien Girl 111 wanting tunes for her channel, and I went over and I listened to the kind of music that she was putting into her show, and went away and I wrote the tracks for her thing. She didn't get a chance to do this because at that time I wasn't doing this kind of thing. So, you know, I went away and I did it on my own. Luckily for me, because I'd spent so much time going and listening to all our shows that she had done in the past, I realised what kind of music she was putting into it. So I came back and just wrote esque towards that, but then made it slightly more alien, you know, because she's Alien Girl 1, she's Alien Girl, you know. So, you know, and that's what you do. You try and pick up on something about the person. And with you've got the things that you narrate are intrigue, are you know, stories, but it's always spooky in in a lot of ways, and
that was the whole thing behind the name
and
13 past midnight.
there you go.
The
I mean,
dark.
13 past midnight says it all, doesn't it? You know, if you can't get it from the title, then you know you don't really understand. You know,
Yeah,
what
I mean,
it's gonna be about.
the title. You know, it's not going to be nursery rhymes, or it's not going to be a puppet show or something necessarily.
Exactly
but
that.
it does what it
Hence
says on
why
the
I
tin,
say,
as they say.
yeah. Hence why I named my channel First Floor Audio. I named my studio before I ever had a YouTube channel.
Mhm.
You know, I named my studio First Floor Audio so I could pinpoint tracks to it, and if I ever recorded anybody else, it was recorded under the label First Floor Audio. You know. So and it was there because I lived in a flat where it was a masonette, and my masonette was on the first floor, and then my studio that I built, which was my wife's bedroom, that I made her a bed downstairs. The bedroom that I made the studio in was on the first floor of the flat.
Yeah.
So first floor just kept coming up.
Yeah, that's cool the way that you were able to take that. And here, that's entirely something different. There, you have the ground floor and then the first floor. Here, the first floor is the ground floor, and it's different. I learned that when I went to the UK back in the '80s. Something's on the first
over where
floor.
you
No,
are,
it's
yeah,
not.
the
It's
first floor is
upstairs.
the
And they're like,
ground
no,
floor,
this is
yeah.
the ground floor.
Whereas here we have the ground floor, the basement, which is underground, then the ground floor, which is on the ground, and then
The
first
first
floor.
floor. Yeah,
Then
that
the
takes some
second
getting
floor.
used to. I was looking for a bookstore, and the guy said it's on the first floor, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm on the first floor, and he said, no, you're on the ground floor. That's the first floor up there.
Yeah, there you go.
Had another bookstore I was looking for there in some little shady part of I think it's in London, and the guy says I had the address but I couldn't find it, and the guy says, oh, it's up the apples. Up the apples? What is this lunatic talking
Apples
about?
and pears.
Yeah,
stairs.
apples and pears stairs, and I finally found it. It was upstairs and through a little door.
That's because you were in London.
Yeah, up
In
the
London,
apples.
they talk like that, see, and they go, yeah, it's at the apples, mate.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. Wow. Stick around anyway, Steve. We can carry on the chat afterwards. But what I would like to say is, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for being here. Fantastic. What a show, eh?
I loved it.
What a
And
wonderful
thanks
guest
to
we
my
had.
people that were here. Thanks to Lee
Yeah.
for all his hard work. And for those of you that were thinking it was going to be one of his singing and playing nights, that's Wednesday nights, I think, that you do
No,
there?
that's on a Saturday night.
Saturday night. So
Saturday night. You know, think of a club night. Club night,
Elton
Saturday
John,
night.
Saturday. There we go.
Saturday.
Or the Bay City Rollers, SATURDAY night. But I'll be back Saturday night to join in here. And again, thank you for taking the time out of your day and putting this together for me for 13. And again, just hats off to you.
It's fine. I shall render it off as a thing, and I shall whack you the MP3 file.
Yeah, and I was going to do that when I get the MP3. I'm going to put it on my phone, put it on repeat. And I'm going to, when I do sleep with my 2 or 3 hours every 24, I'm going to put that on, let it loop and just repeat and let it get that in my head and see what kind of images I can dream up, literally, to go along with it.
Well, that's the idea. And if there's anything about it that you think, actually, right, but I want to know. Don't
absolutely.
Don't feel bad about it. Just let me know, because there's nothing for me to go, right, let's remove that or add that or,
Yeah, indeed.
Right?
But no, as it stands right now, I am thrilled, completely thrilled with it. So it's custom tailored. I had some input into it. I sat here and watched you do it, and wow, I'm wowed and amazed.
Well, stick there with me, my friend. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say my good nights to you. We're gonna rock out. Wow, you know how I am. Live in the moment. The only time that matters is now. And now, and now, and now, can't wait till tomorrow, though tomorrow never comes. You're still planning for the future, as if the future was set in stone. Live in the moment. The only time that matters is now. Time is an illusion. Breathing every second. The only time that matters is now. There's only now. There's only now. Those philosophies you rely on for all you build your hopes upon. Continue making conscious efforts to claim what's right when you see what's wrong. Live in the moment. The only time that matters is now. Time is an illusion. Breathing every second. The only time that matters is now. There's only now. There's only now. Now that you've woken from the spell that you've been sleeping under, you'll find yourself and you are free. Live in the moment. The only time that matters is now. Time is an illusion. Breathing every second. The only time that matters is now. There's only now. Live in the moment. The only time that matters is now. Time is an illusion.
only now. The only time I'm out of it now.